Many of you has been requested that what is the best video export setting for YouTube uploading. So especially I'm talking about here for YouTube uploading only. So without any further talking, I just want to go to YouTube help desk here. And from here you can get all the details, what kind of video format, the codec, audio format and audio codec, frame rate and bitrate that YouTube accepts normally. YouTube accepts all major formats such as MP4, MOV, FLB, etc. But the YouTube preferences format is MP4, as you can see here. Okay, MP4 is the first format that YouTube accepts. The second is audio codec. You can export your audio AAC/LC codec. It doesn't matter what kind of video editing software you are using. Most of the professional video editing software, you can get this codec easily. And now what should be the video codec? H.264. This is the this video codec is preferences by the YouTube upload. If you are doing some lossless or some other video codec, then yes, your video will be acceptable, but YouTube will compress your file. Finally, when you will visit your YouTube channel and you will play your video, it will look some blurry and in bad quality. So always remember your video codec should be H.264. So when you are trying to upload your video, the YouTube could not compress this file. Now talk about the frame rate. Yes, you can make your video up to 24 frames per second up to 60 frames per second. Don't go beyond from 60, because if you are shooting video about 120 frames per second, YouTube will compress up to 60 frames per second, and again your video quality will you will lose your video quality. Now bitrate. So most of the people are uploading the video on 180 pixel. Sorry, 1080 pixel. I'm very sorry, because this is a full HD quality of the video, and most major people are uploading the video on this format. Okay. So if you are uploading your video 1080 pixel and your video frames are 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second and 30 frames per second, because the major people are uploading video, the frame rate of the video is 24, 25 and 30 frames per second. In this case, your video bitrate should be 8 MB per second, or some of the video editing software it measure in KB per second. In this case, you should PS, you should put 8000 KB per second, then, because 1000 KB is equal to 1 MB. It's not 1000, actually it's 1024. KB is equal to 1 MB. Similarly, 8000 and something KB per second is equal to 8 Mbps. So your video bitrate should be 8 Mbps if you are shooting your video on 24, 25 and similarly 30 frames. But if your video frame rate is 48, 50 and 60, in this case your video bitrate should be 12 MB per second. Great. And again, the recommended bitrate for HDR upload. If your video in HDR format, then you can go for these settings. In the case of HDR uploads, in 1080 pixel, your video bitrate should be 10 MB per second, and if your format is 24, 25 and 30 frames per second, but if your video frame rate is 48, 50 and 60 frames per second, then your video bitrate should be 15 MB per second. In this case, you have to put 15,000, approximately 15,000 KB per second. Okay, because most of the video editing software support kbps, not mbps. And now we'll take an example using Davinci Resolve. It doesn't matter, you can use Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever video editing software you are using, you can use that. But here I'm giving the example using Davinci Resolve. I have already taken a video, it's a drawn video, and now I'm jumping directly to the delivery tab. Yeah, deliver tab. Okay, wait for it. Okay, and here it gives already for YouTube and for different social media platform to export this video, but go for custom because I want to put all the settings that YouTube preferences and that are the preferred by the YouTube. First I want to save this this video here in my desktop and put untitled name. Okay, it's not a point. Export video. So we are on the video section here. Format, I told you what, MP4. You can choose MOV or some other format as well. YouTube will accept it. It's not a worried thing. But when you'll upload this different format video file on YouTube will compress this file into MP4 again. So we should always choose MP4 format because this is the first preferences for the YouTube. And the codec is automatically detect, and now you can see here codec is there, H.264. format is MP4. Encode is native, don't worry about that. And the resolution here I told you 1080 pixel, and the frame rate is almost 30. Okay, 229.97 is almost 30 frame. So 30 frames I told you. In the case of 30 frames we should choose here quality or bitrate of the video. As you can see here, 80,000. No, it's 80,000. I need to zoom here. Yes, it is 80,000. Now we need to here put about, because YouTube preferences is 8,000 KB per second or 8 MB per second, right? Only 8 MB per second, megabyte per second. But if we have here the values are in KB per second, so we have to put here 8,000, not 80,000. But here, because when you are exporting this, some of the quality this video editing software take, this cannot be go and default always. So put here 9,000, almost 9,000. Okay, and the encoding profile put high. These all parameters for uploading the video on YouTube. Now add to queue and you can render this video for YouTube. So I hope you got something from this video, and thank you for watching this video.